What's going on, peeps? My exploration of the Tally Hall universe continues with one of their sillier figures. He is the band's keyboardist and wears the green tie, Andrew Horowitz. Horowitz is one of the only former Tally Hall members who actively creates music and performs live. I sadly had to miss his performance at Sonic Lunch in August due to me moving up to college. I'm sure I would have gotten into a brawl with Joe Holy if I made it. He's got his own musical project called Edu that's been in the works since Tally Hall got a local following. In this video, I plan to cover his small catalog of 3 EPs and document his history to see how he got to this point in his life. Let's get started. Andrew David Horowitz was born on October 12, 1983. He is currently 41 years old. Horowitz grew up in a Jewish family within Warren and Tewksbury, New Jersey, pretty much known for being the only Tally Hall member not from the Detroit suburbs. He began playing piano at 5 years old. He then started writing songs at the age of 8 due to him being bored of listening to other people's music. At 12, he started taking music lessons to improve his skills. Beginning in 1998, he went to a private school, Pingree School, in Bernards Township, New Jersey, which later hosted Tally Hall's first shows outside the Midwest. This is actually what inspired the name of Tally Hall's 2005 live demo record, the Pingree EP. In high school, he studied composition and piano at the Juilliard facility. He was the principal pianist in the New York Youth Symphony, led a jazz quartet, became a freelance pianist, and musically directed several shows. During the summers, he attended the Interlochen Arts Festival and Aspen Music Festival. He received his high school diploma in 2001. He eventually crossed over to the University of Michigan 3 months later. There he met Rob Cantor, who went to Andover High School with Zubin Seji and joined Joe Holy's film group Anonymous. It was during their sophomore year at the University of Michigan where he began living with Cantor. This led to them playing music together. In December 2002, Cantor invited Andrew to play a gig with him and Zubin, marking Tally Hall's first official performance. The first song Andrew wrote for Tally Hall was Good Day. Horowitz went on to become one of Tally Hall's most essential songwriters. Like seriously, how could you not like Andrew? He writes songs, owns a keyboard, amp, rehearsal PA system, plays a great tambourine, and maracas. And based on like all the awards he's won throughout the years, he's pretty damn smart. During his time at UNM, he won several Hopwood Awards for fiction and poetry, and in 2004, he received the BMI John Lennon Scholarship for Good Day, being awarded $10,000. That year, Horowitz wrote 3 pieces of piano and soprano sheet music. This would be known as 3 Tales from a Messy Kitchen, now available for purchase on Andrew Horowitz's website for $10. The songs are loosely inspired by kitchen items and fictional stories related to them. He later formed the Toy Orchestra, a 25-piece experimental indie band. It's a band literally centered around toy instruments. It featured friends from UNM, where they performed a mix of original songs and covers. He continued his variety of interests in 2005, where he composed a soundtrack for Joe Holy's 2005 thesis film, The Other Way. In April, Horowitz graduated the University of Michigan, double majoring in composition and English. He was also involved with the Baker Bros, a hip-hop project remixing classical music. It was a mashup remix project combining Jay-Z songs with classical music. However, Andrew put it on hold in the fall of 2005 as he began focusing more on Tally Hall. The wheels were really starting to spin when their music video for Banana Man went viral. Tally Hall decided to treat the band as a full-time job for at least a year. They had sold out the Blind Pig, been named one of MTVU's top college bands, had that music video go viral, and attracted attention from managers. Many of them paused their college education to continue this venture. Andrew was lucky he had already had his degree done and was a graduate student. They previously signed with a local entrepreneur, Al McWilliams, 2003 through Quack Media, a music label created basically for Tally Hall to finance their first album, taking us to 2005 where they spent 4 months in a small studio outside of Ann Arbor, clashing with Al, who wanted the album done in a month, but they insisted it needed more time. By October, they had finished Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum, spending over 3 times their original budget. It was released on October 24th, 2005. Tally Hall's first tour would be booked by Rob as their fake booking agent, which was a tough experience as they faced challenges like sleeping in motels, dealing with uncooperative club owners, and equipment breakdowns. They really struggled with press coverage as without a publicist, most media ignored them and their home market in Ann Arbor turned against them. Despite these difficulties, they managed to break even from their tours, gain support from fans, and their label. Many people might not know this, but Andrew, he's a bit of a bad boy. Look, he was nearly arrested in 2007 for acting a fool in the streets with a megaphone. On the side, Horowitz worked as an attorney when music wasn't financially supporting him. He was also a senior arts music journalist for the Michigan Daily, which is apparently why Tally Hall was rarely mentioned in the paper. He had to put a stop to it. So blame Andrew, guys. Their second album, Good and Evil, was released on June 21st, 2011. After the Good and Evil tour, Tally Hall went on an indefinite hiatus starting August 20th, 2011. After Tally Hall, Andrew stayed in New York City, building a career as a producer, songwriter, and session musician. Horowitz started working as an apprentice with producer Dave Tozer in 2011. He worked on recordings for John Legend, Verite, and Ella Eyre, while also collaborating with Rob on songs and videos for Not a Trampoline in 2014. He contributed to John Legend's 2013 album Love in the Future by playing piano and working on the production for the song Made to Love. He spent 2 years working on that record, by the way. But it is pretty crazy and rather wholesome to see how he went from listing him in his Furious 5 during that 2004 article to working with him. He also worked on productions for artists like Need to Breathe, Celine Dion, Kanye West, and Craig David. I never would have known that Andrew played keyboard on Brother. Great song. As for Andrew's personal musical projects, it wasn't too essential in his life compared to the productions for big names behind the scenes. In 2012, Andrew released a cassette of original music under the name Edu. This was inspired by Andrew's family, who used to call him Edu, which is how he pronounced Andrew as a baby. He released a song called Miss Melody, included in his first demo collection. At the time, it had no official title and was just simply called Cassette Tape 1. The album was recorded in Andrew's New York apartment over 6 months, from August 2011 to February 2012, right after the Good and Evil tour. Cassette Tape 1 was distributed on cassette tapes in January 2012. For a while, the album wasn't released digitally because Andrew wanted to make it feel more intimate and personal. It would be known as Sketches on March 14, 2012. On December 17, 2012, Andrew finally decided to release Sketches digitally on Bandcamp so more people could hear it. Physical copies have sold out since. Andrew then performed under the Edu name in New York City during 2012 to 2013, including a residency at Pete's Candy Store and an opening slot for Tommy Siegel of Jukebox the Ghost. He also released an Edu track called Tomorrow and Today, originally written for Good and Evil, through On The Rock in 2012. In July 2014, Rob Cantor and Andrew Horowitz reunited to fool the internet. Cantor released a video where he seemed to perform his song Perfect using 29 celebrity impressions. Horowitz joined him on piano and backing vocals. The video got over 7 million views in 10 days, but Cantor later revealed it was an elaborate hoax. From early 2017 to early 2018, Horowitz worked with artists such as Jejena and Olivia Blanc. On April 19, 2018, Horowitz released Etudes, an album featuring only piano pieces that he composed in 2003. They were certainly unordinary and cryptic. There's even a track of Andrew just clapping, like Shia LaBeouf. On April 10, 2019, Horowitz released Etudes 2, a sequel featuring pieces he composed in 2005, while studying at the University of Michigan. In May 2019, Horowitz founded Calm and Collected Music Group, a record label focused on mood music. Since then, it's apparently gained over 15 billion streams and built a catalog of more than 16,000 songs. On June 2, 2019, Andrew announced a Kickstarter campaign to release a revamped version of his first album, Sketches, titled Sketches 3D. The album was slightly changed around, removing some of the junk that was clogging it up and addressing a lot of the sonic problems. This decision is likely influenced by Andrew's experience in music production between the two releases, with the re-release aiming to make the album more widely available, as the original version had only been limited to release on cassette. Through Kickstarter, Andrew offered vinyl and CD copies of his album along with the limited edition items like t-shirt, handwritten lyrics, and exclusive bonus tracks, while also selling personal items like his old keyboard and his first acoustic guitar. Several singles from Sketches 3D were released leading up to the album's full release, which came on July 22nd, 2019. 3 days later, he performed at Sonic Lunch in Ann Arbor. In October 2019, Andrew toured with Scandal, playing keyboard and singing backing vocals. Now, let's talk about this EP album, Where the Hell, Sketches. What I like about Andrew's songs and Tally Hall in general is that they can be interpreted in so many ways. You can go on and on about them, create your own story and theory. Andrew has a warm, relaxing vocal style. He also has a bit of a lisp, quite cute. On this record, we get mostly piano pop with synth integrations, drums, and a neat vocoder. A bit of a mess, but it's charming. I often felt this happy bedroom pop atmosphere through the childish sound, sometimes laid back, airy, bouncy, and bright. Starting with Miss Melody, an introverted girl who stays in her room longing for something beyond her current life. It feels incredibly lonely as she dreams of a better life. Could be from the perspective of a shut-in with strict parents who barely allow her to view the outside world. This house is all she ever knew because she never experienced life anywhere else. What concerns me is the final passage where she stops appearing one Monday. I can't tell if this suggests something terrible happened to her, or Melody's dreams on the weekend being shut down when the weekdays starting Monday come around. She's now got to deal with schoolwork and her cloud, aka dream, has wandered away. I found Hey You to be an inviting piece where Andrew invites you to a comfort group in a sense, through this music to communicate each other's problems. He wants you to not be afraid to open up, as we're all going through something after all. As for Hummingbird, I'm sure everyone else might have a different interpretation here, as this hummingbird appears to be a mighty figure of our time, the ruler of everything if you will. Oh boy, here comes the Jesus freak in me. I personally find the hummingbird to be God. He found me resting alone where I felt the world despised me and I wanted to be alone. God said that the sun will rise and we will try again. He has an offer for me, a chance at an afterlife if I follow him instead. I begin to question why he's even here, why he chose me, and if I can follow him to leave my old self behind. I want to be a part of better times, hoping to be there to witness them, as I observe the father of future times. I also adored Daisy Fingers, a childhood friend Andrew still deeply values, a bright, upbeat girl he admired. They grew apart in recent years, but Andrew is still haunted by this person. Haunted in a good way, helped by that spooky synth line. He's inspired by her confidence in better days and seeing the good side of things. I'm sure we all used to have someone like this in our lives. We miss them dearly. Love that solo in the second half. There's an interlude of colorful chimes and synths on Have a Nice Day. I found the bouncy piano chords, chimes, and drum rolls on Lemon and Pears to be quite fascinating. It was originally a Toy Orchestra song. This is a dark one despite its cheery instrumental. I find this to be based on one's own depression and being unable to get these insecurities out of their mind. For this person, the insecurities are a figure named Lemon, something that is incredibly sour and nasty. This person begs for Lemon to leave after being stuck on them all month. Lemon says, "It's you, not me," before mocking the person's diary where they document their issues. This person claims they have met someone named Pear, something more sweet. After more arguing, there's these gunshots after each no where escaping these thoughts seem impossible, suggesting an awful ending. At the end is another depressing piece about a breakup. This person hopes to move on, understand why this loss occurred in his life, and find another lover. He also hopes she finds a new lover. I find the bright, positive feeling of Nowhere Else to be quite underrated. Such a well-delivered track. Andrew encourages loving everyone regardless of who they are, whether it's their wealth, personality, or relationship. Concluding with a cover of The Rainbow Connection, that beloved 1979 song from the Muppet movie. Definitely a tune of hope, dreams, and believing in something magical. Inspires us to stay curious and connected through imagination and love. That is The Rainbow Connection. Might have to throw this on a Christmas playlist. Has a jolly feel. During COVID season, he launched a weekly Instagram live stream series called Keep Up the Good Work in May 2020. Featuring various guests like Ross Federman and Zubin Seji. He had one or two guests on each stream. In 2021, Andrew launched Season 2 of Keep Up the Good Work and hasn't revived the series since. In recent years, as you can tell, Tally Hall has gained a major resurgence where their music is now bigger than ever, despite them being on hiatus for a decade now. They earned 2 gold records and 3 viral hits, including Hit in the Sand, which has nearly 1 billion TikTok views. Tally Hall now has 3 million monthly listeners on Spotify. So after the fears of the pandemic subsided, Andrew returned to the spotlight. On Thursday, November 30th, 2023, Andrew performed a live show at the Bowery Ballroom in New York City, opening for Jukebox the Ghost. The event was billed as Andrew Horowitz Solo with special guests, as he was joined on stage by Bora on guitar. He performed again with him in April 2024 for a few sold-out shows, this time featuring Ross on drums. This was the first time multiple members of Tally Hall performed together publicly since 2011. Our one sign of hope. On April 29th, 2024, Andrew Horowitz was announced as a performer at Michigan's Sonic Lunch concert series, opening for Antwan Stanley on August 22nd. He played a few of his solo works from sketches with the help of Elliot Ghost, as well as a couple Tally Hall tunes he was primarily a part of. Ross and Bora joined him on stage for his performance as a bassist and drummer respectively, taken for a ride in The Whole World and You from Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum. But for the first time since their hiatus in 2009, they played Fate of the Stars from Good and Evil. Since September 2023, he has been serving on the Associate Board of Directors for the Nashville Symphony, where he contributes to the arts and culture sector. Plus, he's been working as an educator at the S.O. Smith Music School since September 2022. Andrew currently travels between Nashville, Tennessee, and Brooklyn, New York. He now works from a studio in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Fans who have met Andrew say that his second album will be a collaboration with Elliot Ghost and is set for release later this year. I mean, given the fact that it's December, it's gotta come out anytime now, surely. So after Tally Hall, Andrew Horowitz found a decent amount of success. He's very talented. I'm glad that he's benefiting people and feeding the fans, because Lord knows that Tally Hall fans need more content from the members. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe for more bass content. Make sure to give me some more suggestions for videos, and let's see if we can get Andrew to see this video himself. I'll see y'all in the next one. Make sure to love all and peace.